What is up, YouTube? This is my first live. Got a Boondocks hat here, custom Boondocks hat. All right. Yeah, so this is my first time going live. It's not it was not as easy as I thought it was going to be, but I made it happen. I literally just got off of my day job, and I don't really expect anyone to go ahead and look at this live while I'm live, but for all that will watch after, I greatly appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. That just helps me grow the channel, so that way I can do giveaways. Just got to get some more subscribers, and gonna be giving away I think my first giveaway is gonna be a few stencil packs, so we'll see. I'll do probably do like some Bape stencils, or it's probably some Supreme and Bape stencils for all you up and coming customizers. You can customize your sneakers at home with the stencils. This is going to be a two-part video, and then after that I'm going to be doing a pair of Boondocks Air Force Ones. So in that video, you'll see both of them put together. I'm using Angelus paint. I always use Angelus paint. That's just what I first started using, and I just continue to use it because it works for me. I don't when I'm doing clothing, I don't tend to use acrylic, just because acrylic just doesn't have that flat finish like Angelus does. I know a lot of customizers are using Jacquard now, but I'm the type of person that if it's working for me, I just continue to use that. And I have so much Angelus paint, it's, you know, if I were to purchase Jacquard, I don't even know when I would get to it. So I actually just ordered more Angelus paint yesterday. So just the main colors that I would need, main primary colors. Actually, I ordered gift box blue. That's like a Tiffany colorway. Yeah, for everyone that watched my last video, you guys actually saw me on camera. I had to get over not being on camera. I'm just not that type of person to want to really be on camera, but you know, I'm trying to connect with my audience better. So obviously that's a good start there. So it really wasn't even it wasn't a big deal like I thought it was going to be. I actually wanted to start this YouTube a long time ago, but I just was like, oh man, that'll be difficult to do, and it's already difficult enough customizing stuff. A lot of people don't know that, but it's not easy to do high quality stuff. You know, that's why you get a lot of people that try to do it and it's not really up to par, you know, because it's not something that's easy, because really you want it to look as factory as possible, you know. But imagine, you know, having to film it and edit it as well, when it takes you hours to even do a custom. I don't mean just like a couple hours. Yeah, the website's gonna be updated. It's gonna have a bunch of it's gonna have a lot more sneakers. It's gonna have a lot more hats. It's going to have I'm adding a jean jacket in there. It's a Dragon Ball Z, no, actually Dragon Ball Super jacket, featuring Vegeta and Goku. I know I've got some requests for some more anime stuff. Someone requested Inuyasha, which that's one of my favorite animes. I haven't watched it in a long time, but when I was in high school, I used to watch it every night. That was right before I went off to art college. I went to the Art Institute of Philadelphia for media arts and animation. That's what I majored in. Yep. Once I get the hang of this, then I think I'm going to start an animation channel. I just have to think of a good idea. You know, probably something funny. 'Cause I always have jokes. I'm always cracking people up. Well, people that know me. The good thing about doing when I do custom hats, I like to work on black because if you get any colors around, you can just like thin your paint out. Use some black paint and thin it out a lot, and you can like I got some green there. All I need to do is just thin out some black paint and kind of just use that as an eraser. I don't really when I paint hats, I don't really paint anything else but black. Definitely wouldn't paint white, just because the hats it's a piece of artwork, and white just gets dirty way too quickly, and black just obviously goes with everything. So that's just my preference. Another reason to use Angelus paint is it stretches. It's crazy. It's you would think that like a little tiny bottle, like I don't particularly buy the tiny bottles, but I do have some tiny bottles. It was my girlfriend, every once in a while she'll buy me paint. I buy my own paint, but the last time she purchased me some paint, it was Valentine's Day actually, and she purchased me the Angelus kit with all the smaller bottles. I'm assuming she did that because she knows I have enough of the larger bottles. I pretty much just will buy the primary colors. You don't need to purchase anything else. Just your primary colors. For all you artists out there, you know what the primary colors are. And with your primary colors, you can make every single color. The only thing you can't do is like make metallic or neon type paints. So if you need that, then there's not really any getting around it. So yeah, I almost thought I wasn't going to be able to do this live, because just was like, I was trying to do it yesterday, when I had my day off from my day job. Not going to say where I work, but I work in the food industry. I was a chef at one point in time in my life. I no longer am, just because I don't have time to dedicate to that lifestyle. And once you start getting a little older, and I'm not old, but once you start getting to a certain age, then you just have to start thinking about what you're really going to do in your future. And I've been a full-time artist, wow, well, I started as a full-time artist when I was 17. And the last time I was full-time artist, I was about 2 years ago. I had a shop, an actual shop, with an old business partner of mine. He was actually like an apprentice, and he runs his own business now. I don't know how that's going for him. He's not like a classical artist. He's not like classically trained or anything. He was a graffiti artist and had gotten into some trouble writing on walls. And then so he knew that I was doing art full time and I was making a living at it, and I wasn't really in the position to teach anyone or to show them, and he was very persistent, and just it ended up kind of happening, not really something I wanted to do. That takes a lot. It takes a lot out of your time. Well, should I say your daily schedule. But yeah, so I had a shop with him, and I've had shops on my own, but now I have an online store. I don't know if anyone has visited that, but check it out. I'm gonna be lowering some of the prices on there, and I'm actually gonna be lowering the prices once the update comes on some of the items, and it's gonna be a crazy amount of product on there. So hopefully something for everyone. Yeah, actually there's going to be they're going to be 2 celebrity pairs on there. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, it's in the links on my descriptions. It's just at the Colossus of Clout. Remember, Colossus with a K. That's my Instagram, the Colossus of Clout. But on my Instagram, there are actually 2 old Nickelodeon celebrities that follow me, and I did a pair for each. Venus DeMilo from Salute Your Shorts, and she was on a lot of the movie Life. She was on, let's see, Family Matters. She was on that show. So she follows me. So you'll get to see their pairs. You actually get to purchase them. Danny Tamborelli is the second one. He was on the Mighty Ducks. His Nickelodeon show was The Adventures of Pete and Pete, one of my favorite shows ever growing up. And so for those two to end up following me, and then me doing sneakers for them is just crazy. But Venus DeMilo, she her show Salute Your Shorts was one of my favorites, and I did I did Zeke the Plumber. Get a pair of Zeke the Plumbers for her. She lives all the way out in California, so I had to send those out there. Danny Tamborelli, he lives in Brooklyn, but I sent his to New Jersey to his parents' house because Brooklyn, you know how Brooklyn is. I don't think I have to tell anyone, but if you really want to get a package and you know you're not always home, then best to send it to your parents' house, right? So that's another thing, guys. I don't use a heat gun. I just I've always used blow dryers. So I actually how I started just as airbrushing. That was what I did. I used to airbrush t-shirts pretty much, and like murals and whatnot, but that gets kind of annoying because kind of anyone thinks that they can airbrush, and people will say, "Oh, well, I can go get it. Ricky's doing the shirts for $10, and I can just go over there and get the shirt done for $10." And so I kind of got tired of that whole thing, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna customize sneakers. I already had loved sneakers anyways, but back in the day, it was like Angelus wasn't that like well known. So people a lot of times would use like deco markers on sneakers, and like that didn't work. So I really didn't mess with sneakers all that much. Just because like I'm not gonna waste my time, or I don't want some client coming back and saying, "Oh, the paint's coming off," you know. But I've been customizing sneakers now for I don't even know how many years. With Angelus, should I say. But yeah, guys, you just use whatever paint works for you. As long as it's something. If you're trying to go into this for a business, then use something that's going to be permanent. Though you don't want to have those headaches. Having to refund money or deal with clients that are unhappy, and because that's your name, you know. Once you ruin your name, not really much you can not really much you can do. People don't want to feel like they got scammed, or that you do poor work. You know, you always want to do high quality work. And if your skills aren't up to par, you know, that's why you have to practice. That's why you have to. There's really no way around it. But I'm not going to say that you can just learn how to draw. Like, it doesn't. Your brain just kind of has to be wired that way, and then you just work on the building blocks. You know, you have to study and things of that nature, and then you can build a career. Yeah, basically I'm saying you have to crawl before you can walk. So this is something I've been doing my whole life, so it's just second nature to me. It's something I have to do. I have to do it. It's just wired in my DNA for some reason. If I ever go a day without painting, it's kind of weird for me. So I have to paint every day. It wasn't always like that. It was I had to get myself in the habit of painting every day, and if that's hard for you, you just have to sit at your desk and do it. Whatever the art form or medium should be, you know, maybe. I do digital art as well, or I do all the graphic design for my brand. Have a book cover I'm working on. It's going to be published. It's going to be a published book. It's not. I didn't write the book, nor do I have any desire to write a book. But the book is going to be published, so it's not that easy working on book covers. It's a lengthy process. So the reason why I chose this green is actually my favorite color, by the way, and it's my girlfriend's favorite color. I didn't know that until we went on our first date. But my girlfriend and I were very similar, but very different. But she thought I was just like she thought I was lying when I said, "Oh yeah, green's my favorite color as well." And she just looked at me, and I was like, "I'm really not just saying that." But anyhow, I chose this green because on the Boondocks, the DVD cover, one of the DVD covers, it's kind of greenish. So it's not just the base color of the hat's not just going to be green. I'm going to add some effects in there. But after I get the characters on, I'll tape it off and I'll add the effects, and then gotta go back and clean up the outlines of the characters. but you'll see how I do that. That'll be on part 2 though. But yeah, so this Angelus is it's a factory paint basically. Make sure when you're painting you're getting that nice and flat. Otherwise there will be lumps and stuff, and it's not really too attractive. Yeah, guys, if you notice, I only drop videos every other week, just because I have other things that I'm working on, website stuff, client stuff. I just don't have the time to drop a video every week, but I think that maybe I'll start going live once a week as well. After this, I've gotta go, after this, I've gotta obviously get in the shower and get on with my day. I've gotta go, grocery shopping later today. Got to get that done before 8 o'clock, because pretty much all the stores close around that time. Not like gas stations and stuff, but like actual stores. Because we're still under restrictions from coronavirus, which I don't really care. It doesn't bother me. I know a lot of people are upset about it, but I'm an introvert anyhow, so I'm always pretty much in the house painting. So that's another thing. That's why I like online business. That's why I like running my business online. So I can work from home, and I'll tell you, my ex business partner was a piece of work. Just I don't know exactly what was wrong with him, but he basically he would take the orders and I would fill the orders, because he was really good at marketing. But he would take the orders, and the orders would be wrong. They were misspelled, and it was crazy how much money he would end up costing us, or time. But it wasn't really any sweat off of his back, because he didn't have to fill the orders. So but yeah, since I went online, I've met a lot of people, done a lot of stuff for well-known people. I did some stuff for a professional skateboarder one time who I met through Instagram, and actually you can see the video for those sneakers, and that was my first, like, I don't even know if you would call that an attempt or why I even posted that to YouTube, but that's my first YouTube video. But he ended up sending me a lot of free stuff, autograph stuff as well. I grew up skateboarding, and there's a famous skateboarder. You see, there are like 3 famous skateboarders from my city. One who's really, really famous. His name is Josh Kalis. He rides for DC, and I first saw him at a skate demo, and he moved. He was living out in Philly at the time, and then I moved out to Philly, and I would always see him in Philly. But yeah, I've got an autographed DGK jacket. It's my own jacket. But when I was working at a restaurant, he came in and I was like, "Hey, can you autograph this for me?" And I have, like, I don't know where the pictures are of him and I together, but I've seen him many times and gotten to skate with him. One of my good friends that I grew up with is really, really good friends with him. But yeah, so you'll probably end up seeing, or on the website already, there's like a lot of Adidas skateboarding sneakers on there. And yes, it is pronounced Adidas. It's not pronounced Adidas, but feel free to obviously pronounce it the way you want to. But Adidas is a German brand, and it was started by, what is his name? Adi Dassler. His last name is Dassler. That's how the name Adidas came about. Yeah, I have a lot of Vans coming. Have Air Force Ones. Yeah, it's going live is actually pretty fun. It's not as bad as I thought. Once I finish with this hat, I'm going to show you guys how to, I'm going to show you how to use a tag gun and tag your hats. If anyone, or you can tag t-shirts with a tag gun. It just basically, it's putting your brand on there. in the world of if you're gonna start your own brand, you have to focus on branding. Don't just There's a lot of stuff to focus on. Basically, this stuff is not for the faint of heart. So if you're a person that's easily discouraged, or your heart's not in it all the way, then this isn't for you, because there's so many moving parts to it. There's a lot of learning every day. Learning how to make thumbnails and learning how to edit videos is... My first video was horrible, but I didn't know how to edit videos, but I just learned as I went. But a lot of people will tell you just start. You'll never be ready. If you wait till you're ready, then it just prolongs the process. Or saying, "Oh, I'm gonna do this tomorrow. I'll learn how to do this tomorrow," or "I'm gonna start tomorrow." Tomorrow never comes. I promise you. But yeah, for now I enjoy working just by myself. Like, you cannot depend on other people. If you want something done, you have to just do it. Especially in business, trying to depend on other people is difficult. So we're just getting the bass down now, and I'm just taking my time. But the more you paint, the faster you're going to get. Trust me, because it's just like a muscle. Like, you have to keep doing it. But really, if I wanted to, then I could finish a hat in 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours, no problem. But it's if you're gonna do hats. So what the base that I started with a gesso base. So let me see. In a minute, I'll show you guys what gesso is. But gesso is basically just a base, and it's when you like paint canvases, you use gesso. So I use gesso on my hats. Do not use gesso on hand painted clothes. Don't do that, because it will crack. You just use a fabric medium with your paint. That's all you need to do. But yeah, when I first started hand painting, because like I said, I lived in Philly, and that's where I first discovered hand painting clothes and stuff. There was a big brand at the time called Mesquite, and there were actually some people I went to school with who worked for Mesquite, and they would use gesso on the shirts. And when I would start hand painting clothing, that's how I started making money in art. I was just 17, and but the shirt it would crack. Just don't do it. Don't just use a fabric medium. But on hats it's okay. Hats don't flex and move like shirts do. Yeah, I'm really excited for the new Boondocks to come out. I don't know when that's going to happen, but very excited. So if some of you have noticed that Hulu took the Boondocks, they took it off. That's why. It's because it's going to HBO. So don't know when that's happening, but the old Boondocks and the new Boondocks is going to HBO. So congratulations to Aaron Magruder, who started the graphic novels, which I first discovered those when I was 17. A roommate of mine in Philadelphia, where did we go? We went to Tower Records, and they had Tower no longer exists, but I used to go there every day, and they had the graphic novels there. So this was before he got with Adult Swim. Which is just Cartoon Network. Yeah, so I just started on working on my Instagram as well. I just started that. I had neglected that for years. And now if I would have started doing this a long time ago, I would have been a lot further. But I do encourage everyone to, find some way to make money online, because, in the future, a lot of these jobs aren't going to be here. So, making money online, a lot of people are going to be just working from home, making money online that way. I don't know if I'll ever get a physical shop again, because it's just too risky, and the last place I had a shop at was kind of like a big flea market. Like I said, that was 2 years ago with my old business partner, and I have no idea what he's up to now. I don't even follow anything that he does. The last I knew is his older brother was trying to send me a thing on Facebook to like his brother's Facebook business page, but I declined. I wouldn't even follow it anyhow. It's not something that I'm not interested in his artwork. There are other artists that I do enjoy. One of my favorite artists and a friend of mine. He's you guys may know him, Jim Shoe. He used to customize sneakers here on YouTube. He no longer does. He just strictly does, not strictly, but I just see him doing a lot of digital art now. He uses iPad Pro. I have a Huey Canvas Pro 13. I have a few other, and that one has a built-in screen. I have a Huey. I don't know what the other one is. What that one is, but I have a Wacom Intuos as well. But I'll probably be giving those away. I don't use them, so maybe I'll do that in a giveaway for any up and coming customizers. That way you can, create logos and hang tags and stuff. A lot of simple programs you can download. Well, I wouldn't say they're simple, but the download is simple enough. So this green that I have, this is just a custom green. I created this green, and what I did was I just took a little bit of my Angelus yellow. Well, not a little bit. The majority of it is, so like 80% Angelus yellow, and then Angelus dark green. Just like 2 drops of that. So on the next part, you guys will, on the part 2, you guys will see me use you'll see me use my airbrush to add some effects to this. maybe in my next video I'll ask you guys what type of stencils you guys want for the giveaway. I have a silhouette portrait, so it took me a while to buy it. Not because I couldn't afford it, but sometimes I just am cheap sometimes. But I was making my own stencils using tape, but don't really recommend that if you can just afford to buy a stencil machine. There's so many things you can do with it. You can sell decals, vinyl decals. You could sell stencils to other people. You can die cut stickers. That's another thing the website's going to have, guys, stickers. I make the actual whole sticker pack. So, yep. Yeah, I want to do tutorial videos, show you guys how some things are done, or how you can do some things. But at the end of the day, you have to go with what works for you. There's so many different methods of doing things. That's another thing, guys. You want to always watch your opacity. And what I mean by opacity is like, so you want something, if you want something to be like, there's something can be transparent or something can be opaque. And, you want to bring something to full opacity. That means that you want to have enough layers so that it's no longer transparent. Enough layers of paint, because sometimes you'll think that you have something covered, but you can see through. So adding multiple layers, like what's going on? Too professional. I mean, if you're doing it for yourself, then that's completely fine, but when you're working with clients, it's definitely have to make sure all your boxes are checked. Last thing you want is, whether you have a website or Facebook business page or all of it, is someone trying to say you didn't do the work properly. So what I just added there was a little bit of it's just a thinning agent. It's the same as too thin, but it's a reducer. But that's all too thin is, just a reducer. I have too thin as well. I just, just using I purchased this for way less than this bottle of too thin. So this is my first time, well, first time purchasing this, not first time using it. But for some reason it smells like fruit. I don't know why. That's weird. It smells like some sort of fruity gum or something. But the only reason why I use that is because I'm down to the last bit of my green. And so I'm trying to get all of it. I tend to waste paint, and I need to get out of that habit. A lot of times it's not even intentional. Just end up pouring too much. But that's usually when I'm using my palette. I have color cups as well. If you pour too much in a color cup, you can just pour it back in, but with your palette, that's, a little too much. Alright guys, I'm gonna get ready to wrap up this first live. I'm gonna finish this up in a few days. I'm gonna go back live on let's see. I'm gonna go back live on Tuesday. Or no, Monday. Monday after work, and we'll finish this up hopefully in a part 2. If not, we'll do a part 3. And then we'll get into a pair of Boondocks Air Force Ones. And then you guys can purchase these online. You can purchase the outfit online and get your little summer look together. But thank you to everyone. Hope everyone has a good weekend. And I am signing